I think I figured it out. I just doubled it. So that looks pretty strong. Now what I got to do is block up the motor and take the motor mounts off and get that up in the air so I can move this frame, this chassis, outdoors. And I guess for the winter I'll have to put it in here, cover it up with a tarp. Alright, I guess engine pull is next. We'll talk to you all later. Well, we're back at the engine today. I'm going to take a slightly different approach. Thought about it. I'm going to take the starter off and take the distributor off, because I don't want those to be broken or anything if the motor flips over once I've got it out. But instead of taking the bell housing off, I'm going to leave the bell housing and I'm just going to unbolt it here and down below and slide the engine forward out of the bell housing. I think that will be a little bit less weight, probably about 40 pounds worth, and every little bit helps bringing this up. The motor probably weighs about 600 to 700 pounds, probably about 650. So we'll work on that today. Well, I got the starter off and I had to take the filter pressure switch housing off, and I got the throwout bearing and the wishbone or fork or whatever you want to call it. I got that off, but I haven't done this for a long time, and boy, the joys of working on a crusty old motor. That bolt is holding the distributor in and it's frozen. So I've sprayed it with some deep creep, and I'll have to come back later and see if I can get that off. Well, I finally got the dizzy off and the starter's off and the oil filter oil pressure gauge housing is off, and of course now I just realized, before I was saying that I was going to just take the engine off the bell housing, but you can't do that because it has two outside bolts up here, but you have inside bolts holding the engine to, and they're underneath the flywheel. So the best way to do it, I guess, is just to pull the whole thing. Once I get it up in the air, then I'll take the flywheel or take the bell housing off. Providing I can take the bell housing off with the flywheel on. I may have to take the flywheel off first, then the bell housing. That's what happens when you don't work on these for a long time. You forget. Is this upside down? It was. Anyway. We'll keep at it, slow but sure. Keep you updated. So this is how it goes. If you want to take the engine out, 2F engine, you've got to drop the transmission either way, because the bell housing won't come off the engine until you take the flywheel off. And the flywheel will come out of the bell housing, but you still have to take the transmission out. I was hoping that you could just unbolt the bell housing and pull the engine. So the next step here will be to take out the clutch pressure plate and the clutch disc and the flywheel, and I might as well just take the bell housing off with the engine. So that's the next step.